2012Anatomypg206.
Things are going to start happening to me now.
The Jerk. How many of you have seen The Jerk?
I'll watch it.
Sam, you saw it?
I'll watch it tonight on Netflix.
Sam, how was it? Good, it's not as strong enough.
I'll watch it tonight on Netflix.
Watch it, Michael, and tell me what you think.
Do I get extra credit?
No, I just want to hear your opinion, because
Okay.
I admire your movie.
Things are going to start happening to me now.
Larry says it's like 50.
Here are the answers to the quiz.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did you get them right?
No.
Instead of maximum, I gotta remember I asked this one.
I pretty much got it.
What's the bad part?
I know points.
Oh, I got 2 minutes.
What?
Did you get gluteus maximus
I
right?
didn't have any Bible minutes.
Bro, I put gluteus major.
I put gluteus maximus. That's I got that one.
Maximus medius. Wasn't medius one of them too?
No, it wasn't.
You should make an ancient Roman movie where they all have these names.
The muscles are hard.
They are.
Probably the most difficult stuff to memorize. It's total Latin. I mean, it's tough.
What have we got?
That's
Minor, center, major.
Half. I count half credit.
Ow! Yeah.
That was me. I took that picture in 1985. I was bigger then.
Looks like he has a TV.
Still have those shorts.
Square TV. It's like
All right.
Very close.
Here we go. Contracture. Condition of great resistance to the stretch of a muscle. He's had burn injuries, and there's resistance now to stretching because of the way the burns healed. Convulsion, you've probably heard of this. Series of involuntary contractions of various voluntary muscles. Often people who have seizures have convulsions.
I like your guy. He was dead. He decided.
Electromyography. Technique for recording electrical changes in muscle tissue. They can stick electrodes into your muscles and record the electrical changes, the electrical activity that's happening. That's called an electromyography. Fibrillation. Sometimes the heart, and we'll talk about this when we study the circulatory system, the muscle of the heart starts doing this when it's supposed to just squeeze every so often. Instead, it's doing this. That's a fibrillation.
Is that a heart attack?
Yes, it's a form of a heart attack. There's different forms. But it basically means it's not pumping blood. It's just kind of vibrating. And to stop that, you hit it with a defibrillator, which is a huge electric shock that shocks it so bad that it stops. But usually after it stops, it'll start going again. Sometimes it doesn't and you die. Sometimes it does and it gets going again. But you're going to die anyway when it's in fibrillation. You don't have a chance. So. We'll talk about that when we do the...
Have you heard of this new thing? It's like, if you're drowned in really, really cold water, like ice water, or whatever, it's these like pads that go on your slowly brings you back.
Oh, really?
Whatever, it's fun.
I haven't heard of it. Fibrosis. Degenerative disease in which fibrous connective tissue replaces skeletal muscle tissue. The pink is the muscle. The blue is fibrous connective tissue. And it's not supposed to be in muscle, but it's all over the place in this muscle. And that can cause the muscles not to work right. That's fibrosis. Fibrositis, inflammation of fibrous connective tissues especially in the muscle fascia. That's the covering of the muscle cell. This disease is also called muscular rheumatism. So you got hard fibers in the coverings of the muscle cell. I'm not sure what that's showing. I'm actually not sure what that x-ray means. Sorry. Fingers look messed up, don't they? Muscular dystrophy. Group of inherited disorders in which deficiency of dystrophin or associated glycoproteins collapses muscle cells, leading to progressive loss of function. Were y'all here when we did that Darius Goes West?
Yeah.
What's up?
I can't. I gotta not answer.
That's criticism.
Wait, isn't that what Stephen Hawking has?
Yes. And what happens is the muscles stop working. It's inherited. It's a chromosomal abnormality on the Y chromosome, so it just affects men. And there's problems that you have with the way your muscles work. Myalgia, pain from any muscle disease. If you have back pain or something, the technical term is myalgia. Myasthenia gravis, chronic disease in which the muscles are weak and easily fatigued because of malfunctioning neuromuscular junctions. This is a test for myasthenia gravis. You hold your eyes up, you have your eyes looking upward, and someone with myasthenia gravis can't do that for very long. The eyes will fall back downward. Myotonia, persistent quivering of a muscle. Whoops. I thought there was a video. Had a person with an eye twitch. And this is recording the twitches. That's called myotonia. When you have a twitch that keeps going. Myology is the study of muscles. This is a myology textbook. If you're going to be a doctor, you got to take a myology class. Ology means the study of. A myoma is a muscle tumor, basically. And here you see some muscle tumors that have come about in the uterus of somebody. This is a drawing of a woman's uterus.
Why would that happen?
Why would you draw that?
Cancers basically are genetic problems in cells where the normal stop signs that stop the cell cycle stop working, and so the cell just keeps reproducing out of control. And if it happens in a muscle cell, it's called a myoma. Yeah?
If she had that while she was pregnant, could the baby have it later on?
Usually cancers aren't transferred like that because this is just the woman's tissue and the baby's is the completely different entity. But I would guess that if the cancer in there was this bad, the baby couldn't develop at all inside there. Myopathy, any muscular disease. Myopathy is actually how it's pronounced. A myopathy is a muscle disease. So that's a large term, a general term for a lot of these. Myositis, inflammation of a skeletal muscle tissue.
Like elephantiasis?
That's some kind of ad. Get rid of myositis. Do y'all remember itis means inflammation?
Yeah.
If there's one thing you should know from all these diseases we've done is itis means inflammation. So myositis is inflamed muscle.
Isn't that elephantitis?
Elephantiasis is a disease caused by little worms.
Oh, holy.
What is that?
This is a myotomy.
I've been having jellyfish in my stomach.
Cutting of muscle tissue. So they've gone in there and they're cutting some muscle. I don't know what muscle that
That's
is.
what you're made of now.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Surgically cutting muscle. Myotonia, prolonged muscular spasm. The muscles of his back here are clenched, and he can't unclench them, maybe because of a disease like tetanus.
So it's like a cramp forever?
Yeah.
That's rough.
Paralysis, the loss of ability to move a body part. Can happen because of nerve damage. You've heard of paralysis, a paralyzed person. Can happen because of a stroke. For some reason, this guy's looks like this side of his face is paralyzed. That means there was probably a stroke in this part of his brain, because the right half of the brain controls the left half of the body. Paresis, partial or slight paralysis of muscles.
Is that when people have like lazy eye?
Yeah, lazy eye would be a form of paresis. You can control it somewhat, but not fully. Shin splints. Soreness on the front of the leg due to straining the anterior leg muscles, often as a result of walking up and down hills. You ever heard of shin splints?
Yeah.
Shin splints aren't like pieces of bone, it's tears in leg muscles. Torticollis, condition in which the neck muscles such as the sternocleidomastoids contract involuntarily. It is more commonly called wry neck. So this muscle here that turns your head is contracting, turning the person's head without them being able to control it. So they're often cock-headed to the side like this. Convulsion we've already done.
Oh.
Okay, so all those muscle disorders will be. You're not going yet.
Where you go? What? No.
You're watching the Tall Dwarf movie.
Every single
Make sure on page 206 that you study those terms. Those will be on the multiple choice part of the next test.
No, there's a movie called Shadows.